You saw the message 3 hours ago. You even know what you want to say, but your thumb won't let you tap the notification. I'll do it in a bit, when I feel more like myself. So you put the phone down, face down, and you go back to doing nothing, which somehow feels better than replying. Not good, just easier. An hour passes, then another. And the longer you leave it, the heavier it gets. What started as a simple, "How are you?" has now become an event. Your brain looked at that message and quietly calculated the cost. I'd have to explain how I've been. I'd have to sound okay. I'd have to perform. The typing, the reading back, the wondering if it sounds wrong, the waiting to see if they reply quickly, the managing of what comes next. All of that for one message, for something that's supposed to be simple. So your brain chose the easier thing: silence. Here's what this isn't. It isn't coldness. It isn't that you don't care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't feel the heaviness in your chest every time you see their name. You wouldn't be carrying this around all day. You wouldn't keep thinking about it when you're supposed to be focusing on something else. I do want to reply. I just can't explain why I can't. Lazy people don't feel guilty about not showing up. You do. That guilt? That's your care, still there, just buried under something heavier. You are not cold. You are protecting a battery that is already at zero. And everything starts to feel expensive when you're already in deficit. Your brain has a threshold, a limit for how much emotional discomfort it can hold at once. When life is heavy, when the static in your brain won't quiet down, that threshold drops. Things that used to feel manageable start to feel like too much. A text that takes 2 minutes to write feels like it costs something you don't have. Not time, but energy you can't access. I just need a bit more space, then I'll be ready. And socializing, even with people you love, requires your nervous system to do a lot of work. It has to scan, interpret tone, choose words carefully, manage how you come across. And keep doing that for as long as the conversation continues. When your system is dysregulated, that work feels like an invasion, like someone knocking on a door you haven't had the energy to open. So the freeze kicks in, not because you've shut them out, but because you're trying to stay intact, trying not to overwhelm yourself any further. And then the worst part kicks in. The longer you leave it, the larger it becomes. Because now it's not just a message. Now there's a version of them in your head, waiting, wondering why you haven't replied, maybe hurt, maybe pulling away. And now you don't just have to reply. You have to explain the silence, too. You have to somehow make it make sense. They probably think I don't care, which makes it worse, which makes me want to reply even less. The task doubles, then doubles again. And so you leave it one more day, because starting feels impossible when the weight of it has already grown this large. Even opening the message starts to feel like too much. You don't need to fix this right now. You don't need to reply perfectly. You don't need to explain everything. You just need to notice what's happening. Your nervous system is full. It chose silence to protect you, not to hurt them. And you don't have to be perfectly okay to exist in someone else's world. You don't have to feel ready to be allowed to respond. Maybe I could just send something small, not perfect, just something. One line, not an explanation, not a performance, just a door left slightly open. You're not disappearing because you don't care. You're going quiet because the noise got too loud. And somewhere underneath the silence, you're still there, still caring, still trying to find enough stillness to hear yourself again.